In this video, we are going to start a Pokemon vending machine business.
And inside these wooden pallets, we have a custom Pokemon vending machine and stand to sell Pokemon cards, so let's unbox it. I have no clue how to take this apart. Let's just tip it over.
I'm not blue collar whatsoever, so dragging this machine out of the wooden box was kind of a struggle.
All right, guys. Ugh, there's definitely a vending machine in here. So inside this first wooden pallet, we had the custom Pokemon vending machine. And then when you come over here to this second larger wooden pallet, it has the stand inside. Once again, I'm gonna tip it over. This might be a bad idea. What we got sent according to our receipt is a slim wall trading card vending machine along with a pedestal. We're now gonna carry both of these boxes inside the house and assemble the vending machine. So you guys can see we've unboxed the Pokemon vending machine, which comes from the same company, Vape TM, that does the nightlife and vape vending machines, except this thing is customized to vend out Pokemon cards instead. It retails for $2,850 on their website, and then this stand right here is another $450, so that puts our startup cost at $3,300 so far, but my friend Micah told me that these things average $2,000 per month in revenue. So if that's the case, it would definitely be worth it.
Micah's my friend who built a nightlife vending business to over $100,000 per month, and Pokemon cards have become some of his best sellers due to how popular they are right now. And my friend Javen was able to help me get the machine set up in my kitchen.
I've heard that the best locations you can get for these machines are gas stations, liquor stores, restaurants, or even grocery stores. And I think before we get this machine placed, I definitely want to get a wrap or stickers on the outside of it, but since the machine lights up with the Pokemon cards for sale, I'm not too worried about that.
The only thing I was kind of worried about when buying this machine is Pokemon cards can be difficult to get your hands on. With high demand and limited supply, scalpers frequently wipe out big box retailers like Walmart or Target right after they restock, with some dedicated collectors or resellers even waiting in lines overnight to purchase certain products.
Luckily though, I have a plug through a private distribution network I'll get into later that's sending me $1,000 worth of Pokemon booster packs and top loader cases for every card.
And the plan is to try and resell the packs for 66% to 127% more than I pay, resulting in a $9.50 to $11.50 profit per pack. But while we wait for the cards to come in, this machine isn't making me any money just sitting in my kitchen. So it's time to go out into the real world and make some deals happen.
It's now the next day, and today is going to be all about finding a location. The first way to do that is obviously by cold calling, which we might do later. But for now, I want to get some flyers made to pass out to business owners in my area. And we're in front of Minuteman Press to pick up some right now.
Oh, these look good. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How's your business?
That's good. Yeah, we're gonna do the.
I thought we can put it there.
I think that would be perfect. Yeah.
Or probably I put it right here, just in case we need the internet, we can pass it.
It works with the Ethernet or just like normal Wi-Fi, so we could see like what would work better.
Actually, to put a big sign right here, the whole size like.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah, just put it right here.
We just left the print shop. I tried to film as much of that interaction as possible, but it was kind of difficult. But to give you guys the summary, the guy inside the store, Sammy, is someone I've known for a couple years now, since he always makes flyers for whatever venture I'm working on. And when I called him this morning to make flyers for the Pokemon machines, he seems super interested.
I like the idea. We can advertise, we can make a nice banner, we put it in the window, so everyone walking in front of the store, he can see it. I'm very interested. I want to study this idea. It's a really cool, like very cool idea. And we have the space for it. We can give you that spot.
And he said he's going to talk to his corporate office today and let me know if he wants to be my first ever partner on a Pokemon vending machine. But with that said, we still have 50 of these flyers to pass out, so let's go to a bunch of businesses and pitch people.
I'm actually passing out these flyers. I'm like reaching out to a lot of gas stations. I got a bunch of these Pokemon cards. You know how like Pokemon's been like super popular?
Yeah.
Basically, I have a bunch of packs. We put them in these machines. They're not too big. It's about like 5-6 feet tall, but they're even skinnier than this probably.
I doubted if he's going to do anything because of the space shortage.
Talking to workers instead of business owners became a common theme of the day.
I'll give it to my boss.
Okay.
He'll talk to you.
Sounds
I know
good.
that it's very popular right
Yeah.
now. The kids are crazy about it.
So I don't know if that might be something you'd be interested in, but I'm just passing out flyers.
I do it for the owner.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He's not here, right? He just left.
That works for me. All right, thank you.
So far, we've passed out probably 10 flyers, and at every single location, the boss hasn't been around. But that's just how it is sometimes. All we can do is keep on moving.
Walking to the next location is where everything changed. A convenience store I used to visit all the time when I lived at my old apartment, and the owner is almost always there.
Hi, just this, please.
Also, I used to come here all the time, so I thought about this spot, but I don't know if I looked around. I don't think you might not have space, but I do like these Pokemon card machines, and I've been putting them in like gas stations and like different spots around Milwaukee, and they've done really well. But what we're doing is we're putting like a bunch of these like packs in these machines, and it's got like a stand. They're like about 6 feet tall, and they come out about 2 or 3 feet. So I don't know if it would work here, because I was looking around and I was like, I don't know if I see anything.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
What I will do, I'll send you to my other 2 locations in the Amtrak station.
Oh, really?
Go there. I tell them Zach from Cape Antry send me there.
It's crazy to think I almost didn't even approach that guy since his store didn't look like it had too much extra space, but I ended up talking to the guy a while longer, and it turns out he has 2 more stores inside the Amtrak station that his son runs, and I'm about to go meet him. It's only like a 2-minute drive away, so let's go there right now. We just made it to the Amtrak station, so let's head inside. Hi.
How are you?
Good. I was talking to Zach at like Cape Antry.
Yeah.
Here, good to meet you, man. I think so, yeah.
TikTok guy.
Literally, yes. I got a bit nervous and stopped recording, but the Amtrak location is secured, and we're going to drop off the machine on Sunday, which is in 4 days. But really quickly heading inside this building, the machine is going to be placed right here on a stand outside of these 2 convenience stores. And I think it's going to do really well, guys, so I'm excited to come back here on Sunday. It's now the next day, and as you guys can see, we've had some packages come in, so let's bring them inside and unbox each one. Inside this first box, we have a wrap that will go on the outside of the Pokemon vending machine. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to put this thing on before it goes on location. And inside this other box are top loader cases and $1,000 of Pokemon booster packs. I went ahead and put all the booster packs in these protective cases, and we're gonna wait to put all of these packs into the machine until it's on location. And since I'm selling all these booster packs for a 67 to 127% markup, the prices on this machine range from $17.50 all the way up to $27. I got all these booster packs sent to me through a private distribution network inside Unattended Income, which is a program started by my friend Micah, where he goes into exactly how he went from working as a janitor to making $149,273 per month with nightlife vending and now Pokemon machines. They have nearly an unlimited supply of these booster packs and verify all the packs are authentic before sending them to you.
Unattended Income also offers guaranteed location placement by teaching you all the strategies to get machines placed.
Like these flyers that I passed out were literally from a template inside the program. And on top of that, they also give you a list of good locations to contact, a cold call script, legal guidance like contract templates, and access to discounted VTM vending equipment.
So if you're looking to get into the vending business and get step-by-step training on how to get started, along with access to a one-on-one group chat where you can ask unlimited questions to actual successful operators, click the top link down below in the description to check out Unattended Income. Seriously, guys, working with them has been like having my own personal business partner behind the scenes where I can just ask any questions and follow a simple step-by-step plan to hopefully build a successful business finally.
And I think we're well on our way to that. The only thing we still have to do before this machine goes on location is put a wrap on it. Hopefully we're able to figure this out ourselves. But just in case, I'm gonna call my friend Micah since he's probably done this before. Yo, I got this wrap. Do you think I could figure out how to put this on myself?
Oh, 100%. It's really easy. It's just like stickers. It's like playing stickers.
And over the next 45 minutes, I carefully put the stickers on the VTM machine, making sure this baby looks as good as possible.
And just like that, guys, it is now Saturday. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. is the big install day. And yesterday I went ahead and tested the machine to make sure everything's working. And when we pop this thing open, you guys can see I put the packs in the machine already. Last night, I also applied for a sales tax permit with the state of Wisconsin. And now when you click to buy something, the machine charges 7.9% tax that I have the opportunity and the privilege to wire over to Uncle Sam. And now the only thing left to do today is to go to Home Depot to buy a dolly, sadly not for a penny, and then we're also going to confirm with the business owner via text that the delivery is all set for tomorrow. Once again, guys, we're back at the train station and we're about to lug the Pokemon vending machine, the stand, and everything we need to get this all set up inside.
My friend Javen's a pretty handy guy, so he got the machine put together, then I cleaned it and made sure the Pokemon cards were stocked correctly.
I wasn't able to film too much of this entire process, but as you guys can see, the Pokemon vending machine is now placed inside the Amtrak station. I'm super excited to see how well it does.
Then we took some pictures for the gram, and in terms of profit sharing, I offered the owner a pretty sweet deal at a 50-50 profit split after all expenses. Going forward, I'm going to pitch the next locations at a 75-25% profit split, but for this one, I just wanted to get my foot in the door and work with some good people who may refer me to more business in the future. And on this first batch of $1,000 in Pokemon cards and top loaders at current prices in this machine, revenue revenue is expected to be $1,944.39. But after Nayax's 3.5% processor fee and $9.99 monthly fee, we're looking at a profit of $755.85 on this first batch of Pokemon cards, split 50-50 between the location owner and I. Ideally, this machine sells out of cards in like 2 or 3 weeks.
If you made it to the end, be sure to drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.